Have you ever used this, by the way? It's called Temperware, and it's marvelous. It does all those things I just said. Freezer to oven to dishwasher, plus it's absolutely beautiful. The people from Lennox make it, which is probably the reason why it's beautiful, come to think of it. I ran into Jenny Matthews. Oh, she has the most attractive oral surgeon.
Who cares what an oral surgeon looks like?
Oh, not her dentist, Dopey. It's her boyfriend. She's bringing him tonight. Let me tell you the menu. See what you think. I'm serving a sort of antipasto with drinks. At least that's what I call it. He calls it the kitchen sink. Now, mine is little bitty shrimps, cold sliced lobster, marinated hearts of palm, raw mushrooms, scallions, vicious little red peppers, anchovies. Bill Taylor hates anchovies. They're coming tonight. But his wife likes them, so it might turn out nicely, actually. Let's see, anchovies, a sort of manageable niçoise, and a huge homemade pâté en crème for the one or two people in the whole state that aren't on diets. No, honest, but tell me, do you know anyone who's not either on a diet or seeing an analyst?
Melissa.
It's true. We know people that are doing both.
Melissa.
Ah, there goes my antipasto. Now for the entree, which may be the most elegant, delicious dish in the entire world. 1, 2 whole tenderloins of beef, sensational, worth every last penny.
Excuse me, Melissa, but I think it's my duty to explain here that the term penny is being used in its loosest possible sense.
Oh, how bourgeois of you, Michael. Anyway, they are beautiful, and don't waste them on somebody you can't stand. All you do is roast them, slice them. Everybody has their own personal filet mignon with a choice of 3 sauces, which I'll get into a little later. First of all, the butcher has the biggest job. By the way, each one of these trimmed weighs about 4 pounds, serves 8 people or so. Ask him to bard it, tie it up. The salt pork is what gives it the flavor and the oomph it needs. Since fillets have so little fat, well, that's the reason they're so expensive, I suppose.
Good guess.
You add it. Otherwise, the whole thing's going to dry out and end up looking like an old catcher's mitt.
Tasting like one, too.
Yeah, tasting like one, too. Now, I'm going to rub on salt, pepper, celery salt, and paprika, and really moosh it in like this. I take 1/2 a big fat clove of garlic, stick it in either end, pop it into a 450 oven for 25 minutes or so.
I set a timer for 25 minutes or so.
Oh, okay, 25 minutes flat. Satisfied? And that's that until serving time, at which point I'll pop them back into a 500-degree oven, warm them up, crisp them over 5 or 10 minutes, and they're done. Oh, or rather, they're rare.
See, anybody eating meat like that, cooked any other way, should be condemned to frozen TV dinners.
Okay. Did you notice the roasting platter, by the way? Temperware again. I told you, it does everything, including attending the party. Turns out it's a beautiful serving platter, too. Come on out with me to the patio. I want to show you the buffet. Come on. Oh, that reminds me. I want to show you our china. 100% Lennox. A lot of the pieces I keep out in the break front because they're so beautiful, but the rest stay here. I love this autumn pattern. I got it the way so many brides got their Lennox, by registering for it at a store and letting our wedding guests swamp us with it. Most of our Lennox crystal, which it matches so beautifully, we got the same way. I can't begin to tell you all the great dinner parties and buffets we've had with this, too.
Cheers.
Oh, see you in a jiffy. This is my buffet. Do you like it? It's Lennox, only Temperware again. You didn't think they'd stop with just things to cook in, did you? This is Temperware's Sprite pattern. It's baking the beef and artichokes this very minute. I love these. I'll use these to keep the sauces warm. I have matching fondue pots for them, but fondue isn't really so good for buffets. I think Sprite's a smashing pattern. It goes with so many things I have, like these funny old napkin rings. Natural earth colors are my favorite for out of doors. This russet color is a pickup of the striped runner on this buffet table. As a matter of fact, all these tablecloths are. I use this chocolate brown, gold, and the color I love most of all, Chianti. All the napkins will be burgundy, and I have them arranged differently at each table. Napkin rings at this table, folded casually here, folded on the plates over there, and on this table I have the napkins in the water glasses. Each table has just a little different character. Now, the wine is another thing. Each table will have its own bottle. Saves Michael from being wine steward all evening. Do you like my wine coasters? They're improvised. Lots of times I just use plant saucers and they work out beautifully. I always love tables. It's more comfortable than balancing a plate on your knee. I think place cards are nice. It's a thoughtful thing to do. Every table has a lantern. Of course, it'll be much more dramatic after it gets dark. The look of the table is so important to the success of the party that even though it's a buffet, I like to set each table completely with the dinner plate in place. I hate naked tables. See what I mean? Oh, I must remind Michael to put out those chairs. Buffets have really come into their own as a successful formula for entertaining. They can be held anywhere from the kitchen to the ballroom. Outdoor parties and outdoor buffets are my favorite way to entertain. These small individual tables promote good conversation with less competition. I had a pretty darn healthy vegetable garden on the other side of the pool. Tomatoes, cucumbers, my zucchini were enormous this year.
For a while, it was a question of which was going to get bigger first, the zucchini or the rabbits.
Oh, thank goodness the zucchini won. How's that creme brulee coming?
Well, I finished mixing my custard. What I need right now is some kind of a flat dish or pan or something. Something that sits in something else and you can bake right in the oven.
Oh, I have it. Would this baking dish work?
Yeah, I think it would. In fact, I know it would. You know, I keep forgetting you can use these things in the oven, too.
Why do you think I bought it? Just for its good looks? Not that that wouldn't be reason enough. Did I tell you, by the way, it's ceramic? I hate to sound like a snob or something, but I think you owe yourself a good-looking table. Food, flowers, dishes, crystal, serving pieces. I mean, those heavy glass baking dishes are marvelously serviceable, but so industrial somehow. With Temperware, everything just looks nicer. More appetizing. That's one more thing I like about it. It's tough.
Well, tell them about that television commercial.
Oh, I thought you never watched television except Monday Night Football. The men in your life like football as much as the men in my life?
Well, you know, I was just turning the dials one night, and I saw this guy hammering this nail with this cup. I could hardly believe it. I mean, well, anybody would have watched that. As a matter of fact, I really shouldn't have been that surprised. I remember reading a report from one of our stock analysts about how many years of research that Lennox put into the development of Temperware.
Yeah, well, they sure combined good design with strength. The man actually stood there in the commercial and banged a great big long nail into a block of wood with a Temperware cup. That's what I call a strong cup. And Temperware has guaranteed it for 2 years. It's so strong. To someone with a 7-year-old budding linebacker, that's all important. By the way, how'd you and Peter resolve that bicycle thing?
Oh, well, it was kind of a compromise. He agreed not to have his bicycle lying around in the driveway, and I agreed not to have my car lying around on his bicycle.
Yeah, well, I knew you'd work something out. Oh, I hear my tenderloins. Oh, aren't they nice? Now, all I have to do is find a comfortable place for them to rest until dinner time, like a cold oven. And now, the second one. Now, I'm ready to produce some sauces. I promised 3 sauces, right? First, au jus. And then a sort of béarnaise, which, believe it or not, I find I can make ahead and freeze and then rewarm before serving. Third, a strange and wonderful concoction we have aptly named Melissa's Madness. It really is strange. Butter, parsley stalks, white wine, garlic, and ketchup. It's not exactly classic, but it is fabulous with roast meats. Just don't tell them there's ketchup in it. I guarantee you they won't guess. Now, every cookbook I've ever read, every good cook I've ever known agrees on one basic, essential piece of advice about giving a dinner party. Make a list of what you're serving. Antipasto, beef fillets, artichoke casserole, salad, hot rolls. Is that it? Can you think of anything I might have forgotten?
Melissa, a man works hard all week at the office, spends a beautiful Saturday morning slaving over a double boiler, and his wife stands there and forgets his creme brulee.
Michael, I'm sorry. You explain how to finish it. I'm going to stand here with my big mouth closed.
Oh. Well, actually, there's nothing to it. See, I already have one of these custards chilled and baked. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some brown sugar mixed with a little demerara sugar, if you have it. If not, brown sugar will do just by itself. You sprinkle it all over the top of the custard. Now, I'm going to place the dish on a bed of cracked ice in a roasting pan. And then, I'm going to broil it.
That never ceases to amaze me.
Well, yes, it's true. You broil it. And believe me, you have to watch it every second to make sure that you don't burn it. You see the brown sugar right before your very eyes. Too much cooking, and you overcook the custard. Too little cooking, and the brown sugar just doesn't crust properly.
If I might interject a little something here, it takes one strong ceramic dish to be able to do something like this. I mean, you're cooking over ice under a broiler. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Temperware is the greatest thing that ever happened to our entire kitchen. Well, since our microwave oven. Temperware goes in that, too.
And creme brulee is the greatest thing that ever happened to your mouth. After the brown sugar has caramelized, you just chill it all over again until it gets hard. Once you sink your teeth into this combination of textures, I mean the hard caramel crust and the cold, creamy custard, words fail me.
Well, they don't fail me.
What a surprise.
I think we got the whole thing licked. I'm going to go upstairs, put on something fascinating and unforgettable, and have myself one beautiful party.
I think everything's going to be just fine. Oh, you know what else I think?
What?
I think you're even cuter with your apron off.